So not too long ago, there was an article revealing a few tidbits about the upcoming My Little Pony Generation 5 movie and series. But aside from news that G5 will expand upon the world set up in G4, there is another bit of news in that same article which has certainly piqued a lot of fans' interest. The introduction of new characters and a departure from designs featured in Friendship is Magic and Pony Life is intended to shift the brand's focus to more modern themes like diversity and inclusion. The movie's main character, for example, is an activist working to make the pony world a better place. Now, the idea of this G5 series introducing not only new characters but also departure from the designs of G4 is to be expected. I know that I, alongside many other fans, have really grown used to the art style of Friendship is Magic, but being part of the Brony fandom has taught me to be more open towards a wide variety of art styles. And I am quite curious to see what other designs the MLP staff could come up with for a series. As to shifting the brand's focus towards more modern themes of diversity and inclusion, I admit that did give me a bit of pause. Because first off, didn't Friendship is Magic already have plenty of themes about diversity and inclusion? All the way back in Season 1, Bridal Gossip had a lesson about being more open and welcoming to someone who at first may seem strange and different. Or what about the Student 6 introduced at the beginning of Season 8? If you look at Chancellor Naysay's reaction to non-ponies at the School of Friendship, wasn't a good portion of the Season 8 premiere as well as the Season 8 finale all about encouraging diversity and inclusion of different cultures from across Equestria? Then again, this article does mention modern themes like diversity and inclusion. So does that mean G5 will be trying to bring up modern trends, conflicts, and ideas into its series? Or is this meant to take place in a more modern setting of Equestria, perhaps even using more modern devices like what we've seen in the Pony Life series? For now, we only have this short snippet of an article, and I do want to mention that personally I don't believe there is so much a thing as a bad concept as much as there are just bad executions of concepts. And we have no idea what sort of intent the MLP staff have with wanting modern themes of diversity and inclusion. But I do believe there is a danger with relying more on modern settings in order to discuss modern themes within My Little Pony. I've already mentioned how the modern devices and setting of Pony Life isn't quite as interesting as the much more fantastical setting of Friendship is Magic. And come to think of it, the fantasy setting in Generation 1 of My Little Pony transitioned into the modern setting of My Little Pony Tales back in the 80s. Interesting trend now that I think about it. But again, I don't necessarily believe that including modern themes by focusing on a main character who is an activist is a bad thing in and of itself. Depends on what the MLP team wants to do with it. But I will say that while a character like Twilight Sparkle certainly had plenty of moments of wanting to change the status quo in order to make the world of Equestria a better place for all who live in it, this is far from the most interesting aspect of her character. What drew me into enjoying stories with Twilight Sparkle as the central focus was that she had many weaknesses that she kept striving to overcome, and didn't always succeed. As much as she's had to learn about putting aside her compulsive behaviors and wanting to have control over every aspect of her daily life, this aspect of her personality where she can get overly stressed out when the slightest thing goes wrong never goes away completely. She has most certainly grown as a character over the course of the series, but even all the way into the final season, she still needed others to help her gain focus every once in a while. Point is, Twilight Sparkle was an interesting character even before she made strides towards making the world of Equestria a better place. Being an activist at times made a nice addition, but I never saw that as the primary ingredient for what made her stand out. But then, what do each of you think? Given that G5 will present not only a new design of the world and characters, but also a greater focus on modern themes of diversity and inclusion, what do you believe will be necessary for these concepts to leave a lasting impact on the audience? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because as always, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.